Hello YouTube, Craig here. It is a beautiful day here in Penobscot, Maine, and I hope that wherever you are, you're having as equally lovely a day as this. I have just finished installing this R-Speed hood strut kit. This allows you to delete your prop rod and replace it with a set of nitrogen struts. And the cool part about this kit is that it requires zero modification to your car at all. There's no drilling, anything like that. And it installs on existing mounting points, so it's very easily reversible as well. So hang out for a minute and I'll show you how the install went. So here's a quick look at the kit right here. Pretty straightforward. You've got your two struts, which have a ball joint on each end, and mount to these, which mount onto your hood latches. And these ones here replace two of your fender bolts. So pretty simple, straightforward installation. The cool thing about it requires no modification to your car, so easily reversible. And also got some, looks like some kind of a grease there to lubricate the ball joints. So let's get started. Alright, first order of business, you want to remove the second fender bolt up from your headlight. Normally these are 10mm bolts, but I've replaced them with these fender washers. So I'll use an Allen key to remove mine. And with that out of the way, we're going to first put down a washer and then one of these ball joints. And you can tighten that down with either a 10mm wrench or a 10mm deep socket. So a little hard to see there, everything is black. Now with a 14mm socket or wrench, I'm going to remove this top nut from the hood hinge. And one of these locking crushable washers. Put that on first. Then your adapter plate. And reattach it with the nut. Put this nice and tight. So you can see on the ball joints, they each have this little metal clip which prevents the socket from being able to pop out. So I'm going to go ahead and remove all of these pins, 4 of them total, and definitely be very careful not to lose these. Alright, so I'm putting a little bit of this grease into the sockets of the ball joint here. It came with the Q-tip, that's pretty cool, I guess. I'm not really sure what this stuff is. I mean, for all I know, it could be earwax. It did come with a Q-tip after all, so. Alright, I'll take one of my struts here. This has the pins removed. Snap it on there. Press it a little bit. Snap it on there. And then you've just got to put your pins back in place. Yeah, and just repeat that on the other side. So let's give her a test close here. I just love that noise. Reminds me of being a kid, and my family always drove Subaru station wagons. And that was the same sound the hatch made. So I had a slight problem with closing my hood, and that was due to these fender bolts that were right here. With the hood closed, the strut was resting on that a little bit, which was causing the back of the hood to be lifted up. So I did away with these bolts here and just put a piece of black tape over it. The kit I got from R-Speed came with replacement bolts in there that are just screwed in. They're a lot lower profile than the factory ones, but I still found that it was hitting it a little bit. So I just did away with those. I don't think it'll make much of a difference. And up front, you can loosen these two bolts here, and that will allow your hood latch to have some lateral movement as well as a little bit of up and down movement. And I basically just loosened those up and fine-tuned it to where I wanted and locked them back down. And now the hood closes and sits real nice. All right, there she is. Close, let's pop her up. I really love the sound that these struts make. Once you get the hood up about, or halfway down, it'll stay down. Get it a little bit, about halfway up, and they'll open it up the rest of the way by themselves. All right, so now I'm going to get rid of this prop rod here. So you want to undo this plastic clip here, and this portion of it can lift up, and the prop rod should slide right out of that plastic clip. It's kind of set up the same way like the rods inside your door for your door lock and your door handles are. Same kind of clip as that, just bigger. All right, that came out nice and easy. And if you want to remove the clip, you can just squeeze these little tabs and force it out. Pretty easy. If you want to leave it there, probably won't take up much space, but I'm getting mine out. There we are. So I guess there's really not much you can do on this side except take the little plastic clip out if you want, because it turns out this piece here is tack welded to this piece. I assumed it had a bolt in there and I could take it out. And then this bolt attaches this thin piece of metal that holds this relay or something, maybe fan relay. And so I'll probably clean this off and maybe put a little bit of paint on it or something to cover up that rust. But she's all done. Pretty simple install, and cool that it requires no modification. And this is a good mod for anybody that spends a lot of time under their hood or at car shows, things like that. I kind of like the convenience of it, and I think it's kind of cool. And sometimes little detail modifications like this are my favorite ones to do, you know. And I've also heard of people having intercooler piping where the prop rod can interfere with that. So if you've got some kind of a forced induction build, could be a good mod for you. 60 bucks, not bad. I'm satisfied with it. I got to give a quick shout out to everyone who commented on my 100 subscribers video with the NRG quick release giveaway. I really appreciate everyone's positive feedback and comments. That really means a lot. And I put everybody's name into a web app, drew one at random, and that quick release is on its way to New Zealand to my man Hamish Wilson. So by the time it gets to him in New Zealand, it will have logged more miles in an airplane than it has in a car. I think it's 9,000 miles it went, 15,000 kilometers, something like that. I originally started the channel just to help me stay motivated with my Miata, and that has worked tremendously well. I know it's easy to lose motivation sometimes when you have kind of a project car, and everybody's positive feedback and comments really keeps me going. So I definitely appreciate you guys a lot. Ooh, that's a sunset.